Listen up, because there's plenty happening at Paradise just now, from Martin O'Neill possibly sticking around longer than anyone expected, to a surprise name from Ireland suddenly in the frame for the Celtic job. And the last story, it's the one everyone in Glasgow's whispering about, Dermot Desmond himself getting dragged right into the chaos with the Green Brigade. You'll want to stay right till the end. We have 6 news a day to keep you updated with the mighty Celtic. Hit that subscribe button and be part of it. Here's a wee one that'll warm your green and white heart. So, Big John Hartson's been talking about his old gaffer, Martin O'Neill, and you can tell there's still a deep bond there between them. O'Neill, as you know, was parachuted back into Parkhead when Brendan Rodgers bolted quicker than a Rangers fan heading for the exits after a derby defeat. And since then, the man's done what only true leaders do, is steady the ship. 3 wins in 4 games, the team looking sharp again, the crowd singing loud again, and a bit of that old spark back in Paradise. Now, during this international break, O'Neill's been catching his breath, probably enjoying a wee cuppa and reflecting on the madness he's walked back into. But despite saying he expects nothing from Celtic and that he thinks the club will go for a young, up-and-coming coach next, Hartson's not buying it. Big John's convinced the boss isn't done yet. He reckons O'Neill's got that fire still burning, that hunger to keep leading the boys from the dugout. Hartson told Sky Sports he thinks Martin was the perfect appointment, a man who knows every blade of grass at Parkhead, who's brought success, trophies, and sheer belief to the club before. He said Martin commands instant respect in the dressing room, and you can see it. The lads are grafting for him again. The win over the Blues in the semi-final, that's O'Neill's stamp. Grit, fight, pride, that's Celtic football. Hartson even said he hopes O'Neill gets the cup final. And honestly, who doesn't? The man bleeds green, for God's sake. And here's where it gets a bit emotional. Hartson shared this wee gem from his past. When he was seriously unwell, O'Neill told him, "John, just wake up every morning now, son, and smell the coffee." That's proper old school wisdom from a man who's seen it all. And that line, "smell the coffee," it's so Martin, isn't it? Grounded, wise, with that spark of life that makes you love him even more. You can feel Hartson's hope that maybe, just maybe, O'Neill keeps smelling that coffee right here at Celtic Park for a wee bit longer. Because right now, with him around, there's calm, belief, and purpose again. And maybe that's exactly what the club needs before they go rushing off for some fancy modern name from abroad. Now, here's a question for you, my friend, and I want you to really think about it. If Martin O'Neill keeps winning and the players keep playing for him, should Celtic actually bother looking elsewhere, or would replacing him now be madness when he's got the boys believing again? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's argue loudly till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs. So this one's got the rumour mill spinning faster than a pint glass rolling down Buchanan Street after a big derby win. Word on the street, and on Irish radio no less, is that Brian Barry Murphy's name has been chucked into the hat for the Celtic job. That's right, the Irishman who's been part of the Manchester City machine and is now coaching at Cardiff could be on his way to Paradise. Now, the fella's got pedigree, don't get me wrong. He's worked with top talent, knows how to handle young players, and he's part of that slick City group footballing philosophy that brought us Ange and all his fast, fearless football. So, he'd fit the mold for the modern Celtic way. But here's the crack. There's apparently a tug-of-war brewing between Celtic and Middlesbrough for his signature. Middlesbrough, the mighty mid-table merchants of the championship. On Irish radio's Off the Ball, they were going back and forth about it. One of the hosts reckoned Boro would be a better fit. I nearly spat out my tea. Better fit? Over Celtic? Playing at the Riverside in front of half-empty stands instead of walking out under the lights at Paradise with 60,000 faithful roaring you on? Behave yourself, man. That's like saying you'd rather spend your summer in Sunderland than Santorini. But the pundit Will O'Callaghan, fair play to him, came in and absolutely shut that nonsense down. He said it plain and simple. Managing the champions of Scotland, playing in Europe, leading a team with history, passion, and expectation. There's nothing that compares. He even said it's the perfect time for Barry Murphy to come in because, let's face it, if the league doesn't go our way this season, the blame's not landing on his doorstep. It'll be pinned on the board, the timing, the lack of summer spending. So he'd be walking into a pressure cooker. But one with a bit of insulation. And look, he's Irish, he's got that fire, that character, and you know how us Celts do when one of our own's in the hot seat. You could feel Parkhead rally behind him from day one if he showed that passion. But at the same time, it's a massive job. Not everyone can handle the weight of the green and white. So here's what I'm wondering, and I want to hear what you think. If you were Barry Murphy, would you dare take the leap to Celtic with all the pressure and glory that comes with it? Or would you play it safe at Boro, away from the noise but miles away from greatness? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's jai it, lolly, till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs. Here we go again. Another storm brewing at Parkhead, and this one's got Dermot Desmond right in the middle of it. The North Curve, the heart and lungs of the Celtic atmosphere, have come out swinging, and they're pointing the finger straight at the big man himself for the Green Brigade's 6-game ban. Now, before we dive in, let's be honest, when the Green Brigade aren't in full voice, Paradise feel just quieter. You can feel it. The songs don't rise quite as high. The passion doesn't ripple through the stands the same way. So when they're locked out, it's not just a ban, it's a bit of the soul of the club missing. And to hear that it might have come from Desmond himself, well, that's stirred up a proper Glasgow-sized pot. According to North Curve's post on X, I still call it Twitter, but we'll humor Elon, they're claiming Desmond personally pushed for the ban after that massive fan demo before the Falkirk match. They're saying he pounced on a trivial incident just to silence the criticism that's been getting louder and louder about the board. And if we're being real, can he say they don't have a point? The timing looks dodgier than a dodgy VAR decision at Ibrox. The biggest protest in years. Desmond shows face for the first time in ages, and then bang, 6-game ban for the most vocal group in the stadium. A pure coincidence, Pull the other one, but let's not kid ourselves either. The Green Brigade, as much as we love their noise, banners, and fire, have always been a bit unpredictable. They push the limits, sometimes cross them, and maybe, just maybe, that gives the board the excuse they've been waiting for to clamp down. Still, this feels like more than a punishment. It feels like a message, a warning shot. Stay in line or you're next. And that's dangerous territory for a club like Celtic. This place has always been about unity, the passion of the terraces matched with the pride of the team. When that balance breaks, it never ends well. You can't silence passion. It always finds another way to roar. What gets me, though, is this. If Desmond really is behind it, what's the end game? Does he think locking out the most passionate section of the support is going to make the noise go away? Nah, it'll just make it louder. You can't ban the heartbeat of Paradise and expect calm. So here's one for you, and I want you to be honest with me, even if it stings a bit. Has Dermot Desmond gone too far this time, or do you think the Green Brigade brought this one on themselves? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's jai it loudy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtics. Dafts.